name is Joanne Cox, and I welcome you to Justified Jewel podcast. On this particular podcast, we talk about a little bit of everything. We talk about spirituality, physical health, mental health, emotional health, and just all around well being. And I like to introduce to the entire world how we can always play our part in making something better. You can find me at www.justifiedjewel.com. I'm a certified coach as well as a keynote speaker. I would love to be in your presence to help you with anything that you would want to show as a self-improvement with self-mastery. But today we have a lovely guest from Fayetteville State University. She goes by the name of Mercy. And guess what? I'm going to let Mercy tell you something about herself. Take it away, Mercy.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Busola Mercy Adebayo. I'm from Nigeria. That's a western part of Africa. And I am in FSU as a foreign language teaching assistant, a Fulbright scholar. I'm teaching Yoruba on campus. And also, aside from being an educator, I'm a business owner. I run a fashion industry in Nigeria. And well, it's not a big fashion industry yet, but it's upcoming fashion industry. So I run the fashion industry. I'm a child of God. And here I am. So that's all.
That's all. That's a lot. Yes, yes. And I just love all of it. And what we're going to do is tap into each one of those areas.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is start out with what you actually do at Fayetteville State University as an instructor, because I know you're working with students. So what is it that you are actually teaching the students?
I'm teaching them Yoruba language. Yoruba language is a language in Nigeria, spoken by the Yoruba people in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. And
Yes.
how many students are you actually working with?
Currently, I'm working with 12 students.
And is there a great need for someone to actually want to know that language?
Yeah, it is. Learning a foreign language, it's a lot of has a lot of advantage, because you might meet yourself anywhere in the world, transitioning and all. Aside from it's learning another language helps your mental your brain power.
Yes, it
helps
does.
you a lot in so many ways. So with Yoruba, Nigeria is becoming a country where people go to a lot. And to survive in Nigeria, you will need to learn Yoruba. Yoruba is the largest speaking language in Nigeria. So you will need to learn Yoruba. That is why the US government brought in someone like me to teach the student Yoruba language. It's of a great benefit if you learn Yoruba language. You don't know where you're gonna meet yourself and all. So
I'm glad you told me that, because I didn't know it was one of the largest speaking languages there.
yeah, it is. It is.
And Americans are now being so well traveled, and that we would want to know that if we were about to embark on this, that we would need to have that language. And who better would be able to teach us than a person that is actually from Nigeria speaking that language, because that's your native language. I'm so glad I have you on, because I learn so much when I do these interviews. So as soon as you said that, whenever I go somewhere, I go and let a travel agent help me, I am going to put you out there, okay? And say, if you are going to Nigeria, you have to meet this young lady, because you need time to get all of this language skills together. It is not an overnight process, and I understand that.
Yes. So one thing I will add about learning Yoruba language is also surviving in Nigeria. You have to learn the 3 major languages. We have over 502 languages in Nigeria, but there are 3 major languages that you can easily learn to survive. They are Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. But for the Yoruba people and the Yoruba land happens to have the most populated and the economical power of Nigeria. That's where companies are, industries. It's just somewhere like New York.
Yes.
Those are the basic places of Yoruba land. We dominate, they dominate most of the areas. And so to be able to survive, the first place you're going to land when you get to Nigeria is a Yoruba land.
Okay.
So to survive, you will maybe need some Yoruba tips, the greetings and some of the culture, because it has a lot of culture. So I also teach culture, actually, not just the language.
And that's what I want to dive into, because again, this is about transitions.
Yes.
So now that we know about the language and that we can compare this to like New York, we know that in order to survive, we have to adapt to certain things. And culture is one of the big things that we need to know. So what are some of the things that tell us about the greetings. Tell us about the things that we can get in trouble, because it would be disrespectful if we did that, because we wouldn't know.
Yeah. Okay. One thing about Nigeria is that you can't get into trouble like that in Nigeria. You can't really get into trouble in Nigeria because we are friendly people.
Great.
We are happy regardless of what, and we entertain visitors a lot. So once we know that you're a visitor, you don't know how it's done, you're free. You can do away with so many things. But for the greetings, one peculiar thing about Nigerian is that you have to greet someone older than you are, by age or by status. And when a lady is greeting someone older than you are, you have to bend your knees or you kneel down. That's a culture. You kneel, or if it's a public place, you can actually use your 2 knees to kneel down. You just bend a little bit. You have to, that's a sign of respect.
Yes.
You can't just see someone older than you and you be like, hello. It is disrespectful. It is very disrespectful. And for the guy to greet someone older than you are, you have to prostrate. Yeah, you have to prostrate. But if it's outside, maybe you can't really do much of the prostrate. You have to bend a little bit to show that you are prostrating.
Yes.
Because in Yoruba land, it is disrespectful for you to look into your an elder person's eye and greet them face to face. Like no, it doesn't make sense. And to greet them, if you're greeting your contemporary in Yoruba land, you can say Ekason. Ekason is good afternoon. If you're greeting your contemporary, in Yoruba, you say Kason. But if you're greeting someone older than you in Yoruba land, you say Ekason. The air there is you have to add it because it shows that you respect that person.
Respect. Okay.
Yes, it symbolizes it's an honorific pronoun in Yoruba. You have to use the pronoun to honor that person, that okay, this person is older than I am. Then in Yoruba land, if you're speaking to someone older than you, you don't cut them. You don't just dab into the conversation. You allow them to speak before you can talk.
I like it.
So
I am going.
You don't argue with them. You don't just batter words with them. You listen to them. Even when they're wrong, listen. When they're done, calm down and explain to them, this is why I did this. This is what they will understand. But when you start exchanging words with someone older, even people around you are going to say, you are so disrespectful. So I think that those are the main things about Yoruba land and Yoruba people that I think you should know. Yes, I think you should know. We love respect a lot and we greet a lot. We have greetings in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. Even when you're eating, when you're sleeping, we greet. When you're walking, there's greeting for there. When there is a festive period, there's greeting. So many greetings. We greet a lot.
Well, I'm going to have to put it off for at least a whole year so that I can have all this together. Yes. And I would like to back up when you said some of the advantages of knowing the language. I totally agree with you because it helps your brain power to make the transition and to be able to go from the English language, and some of us use the term American language because we don't speak English very well. And then now to put in the cultural aspect of it, you want to be respectful of others. And
Yeah.
I would fit on that older generation side, and I would want to understand what was being presented to me as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Now, I would like to come up with, what about the spirituality
The
in Nigeria?
spirituality in Nigeria. Oh wow, I love that topic. So we have three major religions in Nigeria: the
Mhm,
Christianity, the
mhm.
Muslim, and the traditional religion.
What's the last one?
The traditional religion, like the
Oh,
culture,
traditional. Okay.
yeah, the traditional religion.
Mhm.
But mostly people that are in the eastern part of Nigeria, they are Igbo. Let's say 99.9% of them are Christians.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they are Christians. You know them, they're majorly Christians. Then people in the northern part of Nigeria, 96% are Muslims.
Mhm. Okay.
But you see, we that are in the southern part of Nigeria, we the Yorubas, we have
Okay.
mixture of all the cultures, of all the religion. You know why? We are the most accommodating ethnic group. So we
Mm.
have the Hausas amongst us. We have the Igbo, which are from the, so we entertain everyone, all immigrants in Yoruba land. So that's why you see Muslims, Christians, traditional people everywhere. You just have to face your own religion. So when you're in Nigeria and you're in Yoruba land, you're free to practice any of your religion. But I would say Christianity supersede all the religion in Yoruba land.
And
Yeah.
I hear that New York thing coming again, because it's like a melting pot
Yes,
because
it's
of
like
their
a
many cultures.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Now tell
So
me about the house of worship, where the Christians go to worship.
the
What is
church,
that like?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God, church in Nigeria is fun. That is one thing I miss. I miss my church. I miss
What's it
the
like?
communion. Oh, it's like okay. One thing about Nigerian people is that we dance a lot. We
Mhm.
are dancers and we are singers. So when you're in church, be ready for serious dance and
Mm.
serious songs because we dance, we have all the moves, we do it, we rock any as far as you're dancing unto your Lord, we entertain it. So one thing about the cultural shock I saw here when I came to America was I attended when I got to church, I just see people be on their seat, you know, praising God, always in a worship mood. But in Nigeria, we have the worship, we have the praise. Once you're done with the worship, that's when you get the praise one. You come outside, you dance, you sweat
Yes.
out. It's always fun. Nigerian church is fun. It's like a community. You
Yes.
help each other, you play with each other, you connect in church. In church, you get connections for
Mhm.
job roles, for everything. They link you in church. They
Yes.
put, okay, if you are in need of anything, you can walk up to anyone in church. Tell them we have community of people that you can walk up to. I need a job. They're going to link you with people that could help you get a job. If you need food, it's like a community in church.
There was a reason that you and
Community.
I connected. Now,
Oh,
I don't want to go too far off the grid and
okay.
talk about this, but you have to come to my church, because others that are not accustomed to it, we're all over the place and we're moving and we don't
Yeah,
sit in our seats.
yeah. What's the name of your church, man?
And that's covenant love
I
undone
attend
growth.
Covenant Love. I think that's why I attend Covenant Love. I attend
Yes,
Covenant Love. I think that's
yes,
why I love
yes,
Covenant Love because
yes,
I can relate to it. I can relate to Covenant Love because that's what happens in Nigeria. So that's my
yes,
church. I attend
yes.
Covenant Love.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And with all that being said, what do you think about the educational system, American educational system versus Nigeria?
Okay. I won't be biased here, but right now I love American educational system. And I will one day go home, try to, I know I can't do it alone, but I really wish Nigerian government and the educational system can make use of American educational system. In what way? Okay, one of the reasons why I said so is that in Nigeria, Once you're done with high school,
Mhm.
whatever course you decided to venture into in university, that's what you're going to do until you get your PhD. But I was
Okay.
surprised that here, if your major is psychology, for instance, you can decide to switch or change major. It is not allowed. If you try that in Nigeria, that means you're going back to take your WAEC. If you're an art student, you can't
Mm,
easily divert to science. You have to choose your science from the first start to the very last.
okay.
And also one thing I noticed is that students here, maybe if they're mentally not stable for the semester, they can decide to just take a leave. I don't know what they call it here. In
Mhm.
Nigeria, there's no leave, no break, no anything. Once you start,
Mm,
you're gonna finish because your parents are just gonna tell you, hope you're okay, hope you're fine. Anything you're starting, you're
yes.
doing. Yeah.
Just
It's
keep going.
discipline. Yeah, there's nothing like you gonna rest. There's no rest. You have to finish it.
Mm.
You have to. You
I,
just have
I,
to.
I,
So
I see some good points. I see
yeah,
some really good points about.
I feel it's flexible here. That is why most people, when they see Nigerians, they be like, okay, you guys are smart. And I'll be like, if you know what we passed through going to school, it's as rigid. So when we get here and we see a very soft educational system, we adapt, we cope because it's easy for us.
Mhm.
If you're a first class student in Nigeria, believe me, you're gonna do well.
Mhm.
Because it's not easy getting a first class in Nigeria. It's the educational system is hard. You can't even talk back to your lecturer. When your lecturer is speaking, you have to listen till they are
Mm.
done. You can't even argue that, excuse me, I don't understand. You have to figure it out in most of the schools, except if it's a private school. So it's kind of rigid, but yeah, it's flexible. I think sometimes we just need to balance it. We just need to balance it in Nigeria.
I think it would be a great thing for the American student to study in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
Because
then,
if they don't go there to study, they don't know what they have. They will not
mhm,
appreciate what they have. They
mhm,
wouldn't.
mhm.
Because
I,
we in Nigeria, when I come here, I appreciate them. I'll be like, oh my God, this is so easy. So
and then I'm believing that your brain process is going, how could you not, have your PhD? Because this is so easy.
yeah,
And we would go there and then understand what we have here.
yeah.
But you don't know what you have because you've always had it.
Yes, exactly. You don't know what you have. If you go to another person's land or another country and you compare what you have, I think you're going to appreciate what you have more. But
Mhm.
fine, I appreciate Nigerian educational system because that's what built me to this point. I
Yes.
appreciate and I love the fact that they were rigid to some points and the cultural aspect is still there that you can't speak up, you can speak up, but you're not supposed to be disrespectful.
Right. There's a
Yes, you're not
difference.
supposed to be disrespectful, but they built me to this level and I could appreciate that, oh, I can easily adapt any other places I go to just because of
Mhm.
how or just because of my background.
Mhm. Okay. And very well said. Now tell me about the Nigerian diet, the food intake.
Oh, okay. I think one of the things I've been to about Nigeria is the food. We love swallow food a lot.
Mhm.
Swallow, fufu,
Swallow.
iyán, eba, yeah, swallow.
Mhm.
Most of the swallow are starchy food actually. Not really that good for the body. But aside from that one, we have other food. We have peas. We have all kind of fruits. We
Mhm.
have different stew and soups.
Yes.
Name it. We have one of the best food in the world. I would say, we have one of the best food in the world. We do. And I've had some of my students, for some of the students here, taste some of the Nigerian food I cooked and they love it. They were like, oh my God, this tastes so good. And that's the first time. So they love it. It's
Yes.
a very
Yes.
good food.
And in respect with that, to talk about the food, we've got fresh food and we've got junk food. That we love our junk food that's not good for us. When
Yeah,
it
we don't
comes to,
really, sorry, we don't really do junks. We do mostly fresh food.
that's great.
We do mostly fresh food. And I think one of the cultural shock I got here is also everything is refrigerated, everything is frozen, everything is in Nigeria. You can walk into the market and buy something fresh and make it, go the next day, buy another thing. And besides, you get them everywhere. No, you don't have to go to Walmart to go and get things. You get them, they all eat. Children all
Yes.
food. So you can easily buy anything you want at any time.
This is what I'm understanding. It's easier for someone from Nigeria to adjust to the American way versus
Yeah,
if the American went to Nigeria, it would be a little bit more
it's
difficult.
yeah, yes, yes.
And
I think so.
I want to make sure this is not the end of the podcast, but I want to make sure you come back so that we can dive deeper into each aspect from
Yeah.
the from the spirituality to the emotional aspect, because
Okay.
we have no idea how great America is until we don't have these things. And
Yes.
I want the American culture and people to understand that we need to step it up because we have it so great here that
Yeah.
we should be the best of the best, and not to outdo another country, but to say, I want to be the best Joanne I can be,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and wherever I decide, whatever my decision is in life, that I could stand that ground and understand that education is very important, but
Mhm.
so is health. And I
Yeah.
want to incorporate all of that into the goodness of everything that we have. And
Yeah.
that is what's so great about transitions, because we can allow ourselves to change with language, to change with hair, to change with everything. So now the only thing I can think of right now that we have not talked about, and that is our attire, our costumes, our
Oh,
wear.
God.
Every time I say something, you go, "Oh yes, Miss,
Yes.
you are Miss Fashion." Okay.
Yes. Yes. Oh, for me, Nigerian is a fashion word. It's a
Mm.
word on their own. We are fashionistas. We are fashionable. We know the fashion. We dissect it. I've seen a
Yes,
lot of people, white people, order for their wedding dresses in Nigeria.
yes.
You don't want to compare wedding dresses in Nigeria to wedding dresses here. One day I went into the wedding gown store. Then what I was seeing was that, oh my God, nobody want to wear this in Nigeria. We go extra when it comes to what you're wearing. We
Okay.
give it all. We love our
Mhm,
native wears, and our
mhm.
native wear are beautiful. When you talk of fashion, because we have over 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, but
Mm.
everyone has different ways they dress differently, and they are beautiful. Oh my God, they are beautiful. That's one thing I love about my country, the way we dress. We dress up as if there is a party. You're going
Yes.
to work, you dress up as if there is something going on. I would say that ever since I've been here, this has been my moment in life where I dress down. I
Mhm.
really dress down. And when I dress down, people still tell me, you look good. And I'll be like, I can't dress like this in Nigeria. I dress way more than this.
It's too casual,
Because
right?
it's
Yeah.
too casual. And my casual is still like, you look good. Okay, fine, I'm a fashionista. Maybe that's why you still see me in my casual wear and you say I look good. But in Nigeria, you put in all. You put in
And
all your hair, your jewelry, everything.
well,
Everything.
I'm picturing this and thinking about being the great fashionista that you are, but I want to talk quality.
Yeah.
I'm believing that your culture has more of an upscale when it comes to the quality of everyday clothes versus our wedding gowns or the fabulous suits that men wear
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
I'm understanding. Tell me details about what it's like to know that everything that you wear is important, from all the seams and every button.
The fact is that, okay, if I should get your questions, I will put it to you that an average person in Nigeria, you can look good on budgets.
Okay.
Our currency, I can compare it to Nigeria, to American currency. No, it's a no. But whatever we wear, to me, it's quality. Because
Okay.
even in the cheap things you wear, we don't just wear normal gowns. There is styles in your gowns. There's something that make it bespoke, that
Mhm.
speak about, you can't just wear something simple. From your something simple, something is complementing it. If you're wearing something simple, something is complementing it. So I would say we wear quality, our cashmere materials, our lace. We do more of lace for weddings. They are
Mhm.
expensive stuff. And our jewelries, although most of them are imported, but oh my God, if you see a Nigerian fully dressed, you will know that an American person can afford what they're wearing, but in Nigeria, it is our value.
Mm.
It is our value. Like, it is something you have to be complete when you're dressing up. It is something we put in so much effort in dressing. In fashion, we do it a lot. It's our thing, it's our calling. You can really see a Nigerian that doesn't know anything or something about fashion. Even the men, they are
Yes.
fashion gurus.
Yes.
Yes, they are fashion gurus. I didn't know okay, maybe some other time I'm going to show you pictures of how they dress up.
And that's where we're going to take the next podcast when I
Okay.
bring you back again, because
Okay.
again, I want to see some of the fashion.
Oh my
And
God.
I
I'm
want you to and I
ready.
want you to show me some of the pictures. And I
Yes, I
want
will.
and I want to hear the different languages that
Okay.
I can't even pronounce. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And so
Okay.
what I got out of this podcast that I want others to get is that the detail and the value of what you have in life, not just in the clothes, but in your everyday thinking, in your homes, in your spirituality, everything comes to what you value, that
Yeah.
you take it serious and you are people of excellence. And that is what I hear from you. When
Yeah.
I visit Fayetteville State University, what I want to bring to the international students is to be proud of where you're from and to show others who you are standing right here, and that you have the complexity and the simplicity to blend in and make things happen. But when the students that are American, that are coming from all the different states, they need to know who you guys are. They need
Yes.
to know who you are. And I
Yeah.
want to bring that forth at Fayetteville State, that the international students are known on all corners of North Carolina, whether we are taking a trip to the beach or whether we are having a party, so that you come out in a fashion show with your costumes from each country,
Yeah.
and and that we can pull that off, because I'll be connecting to people like you to
Yeah.
help me, and Miss Vasquez. I'm
Mhm.
certain that she will help me. And for
Yeah.
all the viewers, Ms. Vasquez is in charge of the international students at Fayetteville State University. And I am speaking from Fayetteville, North Carolina, with visiting people from different parts of North Carolina. So I would like to end this by thanking our guest for today for being here and enlightening us on a very small level of all the wonderful things that she's presented today. And
Yeah.
so again, she is at Fayetteville State University, and you can communicate to her through me and I will contact her. But again, this is Justified Jewel podcast, and I hope you got a lot out of this. And I will make sure that you tune in when she will be back.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very much, Mercy.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.